You know, when you have all the best intention for changing your habits and trying to become healthier, all of a sudden you have all your workouts scheduled and you're ready to go to the gym or you're ready to start eating healthier. And really you have the best intentions on the planet and you really start to go. Maybe you have a couple of days of success or maybe even a couple of weeks of success, but eventually something starts to shift inside and maybe you're conscious of it or not. And then all of a sudden you've noticed that you've completely self-sabotaged all of your work, all of your best intentions. And it's not a great place to be, right? And I got to tell you, after 20 plus years of doing this work in the world of fitness and nutrition and helping people get to the next level of their life, self-sabotage is real. And so how cool would it be if we could figure out how to get to the other side of that and end self-sabotage? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Audra Baker, and you are in the right place if you want to experience mind-blowing, life-changing health and energy and vitality and truly experience it in the sexiest body you've ever had. So the best way to really explain how to end self-sabotage is through stories. So let's look inside of ourselves and find these two different parts of us, because we all have different parts of us that are in charge at any given time. I know that might sound crazy, but think about it. So when you're in a really good place and you make the decision that you're going to look up healthy recipes because you're going to cook from home all week long, and then you're going to write everything down on the list, and then you're going to go grocery shopping. So you're sitting here grocery shopping and you're putting all the healthy stuff in there, right? And you're looking in your cart and you're like, yeah, look at all my healthy stuff. I know what I'm doing, right? And then you pass the ice cream and you kind of judge the ice cream. You're like, I don't do that crap anymore. I ain't touching that, right? And then you maybe judge somebody else's shopping cart, right? Like, look at that frozen pizza in there. That's not me anymore, right? So this is kind of like the badass part of you that's in charge. She's maybe a little judgy. She's judging the ice cream and maybe she's judging somebody else's stuff, but she's badass too. She's like, I'm in charge. We're going to get healthy. We're going to get fit. We're going to create these healthier habits, right? This is an important aspect of us, right? Because this part of us really can get us moving in the right direction and get us like starting to make these healthier habits, right? We love this part. But the thing is that we only want that part to exist, okay? So when we are in that space and we feel that badass, all of a sudden, we just know that nothing else exists. We're not gonna put pizza in our cart. We're not gonna put ice cream in our cart. We're just gonna focus on the healthy stuff and that's it and that's that. But it never fails, that kind of like saboteur that comes up will always come up. This part exists in us whether we like it or not. And so to push this part away isn't helpful, because what happens in a couple of days or a couple of weeks after maybe getting into an argument with your partner and feeling like there's a big misunderstanding and all of a sudden it kind of hits you emotionally, you're like, why would they have said that to me? Or your kids say something maybe not nice to you and it really hurts your feelings. All of a sudden that does something to your self-confidence. It does something to how you feel about yourself at your core. And if you add on top of that lack of sleep and stress and work and all of the things that we have to deal with in our day-to-day life, all of a sudden we're like, screw everything. It's Thursday night or it's Friday night and I'm going out and I'm going to go drink and I'm going to eat whatever the hell I want and to hell with everything else, right? And this is your sabotager coming out. And this part of us is just as much a part of you and me as that badass part that like really hones everything in and gets you where you want to go, okay? The biggest mistake that we make in terms of sabotaging is trying to push that part of us away that we don't want. Whenever that happens, when we're like, I'm okay with the badass part of me who's really strong and really in charge, but I'm absolutely not okay with that part that sabotages. The more you keep pushing away that part of you that absolutely exists inside of you, the more powerful it's going to keep showing up over and over again. So when I talk about love being the answer, which is really how do we get self-sabotage to end? How do we really change that relationship so we do not self-sabotage anymore? It really truly comes down to love. Now listen, I am not talking about the kumbaya, let's all hold hands and hug and just pretend like everything's okay in our life and ignore the parts of our lives that kind of hurt. That's actually the opposite of what I'm talking about. If we do that, it actually doesn't help the situation, like not even a little bit. What we want to do is we want to look at the parts of us that get really pissed off at our partner for misunderstanding us. Look at the judgy parts of us that are judging what we put in our grocery cart or judging what other people are doing, right? We want to look at the parts of us that really just want to go out and eat an entire pizza and drink 2 pints of beer and then like go have like 10 pints of ice cream. And we want to not hate those parts. I know it seems so counterintuitive, but the truth is if we don't learn how to love all of the parts of us, then we're not going to get to where we want. Because the more we start to disown, the more we continue to go, I don't want the sabotage part. That part of me that wants to eat pizza and numb out and like get crazy drunk and not feel my feelings. And that's the part of you that keeps sabotaging all of your best efforts. If you keep pushing that part away, you will never get where you want to go. So the answer is, in that moment, when it happens, when you notice that you're pissed, when you notice you're being judgy, when you notice that all you want to do is go kind of ruin all of your best efforts, you want to be able to go into that part and go, you know what? I'm going to send love to that part of me no matter what. If I'm judging, you're not trying to change the judgy part of you. Love is always the answer. It's not about trying to change that part of you into love. It's about loving that part of you. It's about loving the part of you that sabotages. It's about loving the part of you that makes the mistakes, loving the parts of you that fall flat on your face. That is the key. That's the ticket. That's how you get to the other side. And I know it's not easy, and I know it can seem counterproductive, but really, if you think about it, if you aren't able to love the parts of you that hold you back, what makes you think you're going to be able to love once these difficult parts are gone? You have to learn how to love first. Love is always the answer. You love the good, we love that part that's a badass, and we love the parts that aren't so good, the parts that we have a lot of shame around or guilt around or judgment around. We don't try to change it. All we do is love it. And this is seriously the answer. And it's a skill set. You can actually learn how to do this. It takes time. It's just like working out. It's just like going to the gym and doing bicep curls. It takes time, but it's how to get to the other side. If you love this, also feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.